Hello everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to another edition of the show. This is Christian, and you are here on Stream Time with CR.Worlds. CR stands for Creatively Realistic Worlds. Stands for the Creatively Realistic Worlds of Gaming, Entertainment, and all that good stuff. So, to today's show, we're going to be talking about Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo all in one stream. The first topic will be on Sony getting two new CEOs. Hiroki Totoki has stepped down as the current CEO of SIE, which stands for Sony Interactive Entertainment, and he has appointed two CEOs to take his place. We're going to be talking about that in a second. Next topic will be on Microsoft. Activision, one of their subsidiaries, will be getting a new studio. Hopefully, they'll be building anything other than Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And we have to end this on a high note with Nintendo, as they are working on the new Nintendo Switch 2. But before they actually release the product, they will have to decide on a new name. So, will it be a new name, an actual new name, or will it be a sequel name? And by sequel name, I mean Nintendo Switch 2. Will I have the 2 next to it? So we're going to be talking about that. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of those videos. And with that said, share my screen. So a new message from Yogi Totoki. He left a message here on the SIE blog. A new era at Sony Interactive Entertainment. It brings me great pleasure to announce that I've decided on the succession strategy for the role of CEO at SIE. To continue this growth and momentum, we are moving forward with a new management structure for SIE effective June 1st, which is this coming June. Hideaki Nishino will be appointed CEO of SIE Platform Business Group, and Herman Holtz will be appointed CEO of SIE Studio Business Group. Nishino-san will be continuing his role leading the Platform Experience Group, overseeing technologies, products, services, and platform entertainment. He will also oversee third-party publisher and developers relations and commercial operations, including sales and marketing of hardware, services, and peripheral. So he's going to be in charge of pretty much everything that goes on in technology, including the Sony PlayStation 5. Now, Herman will also be taking over as the co-CEO, leading the studio business, including PlayStation Studios, Bungie, and PlayStation Production. Okay, so Herman will be more involved in the Sony part of Sony's business. He'll be responsible for the development, publishing, and business operations of SIE's first-party content, as well as IP expansion opportunities through PlayStation production. So this is good because Herman, as the as we all know, Herman Holtz was very much involved in some of the development of some of those games. So let's look at him for a second here. Herman Holtz. So Herman Holtz is currently serving as the Senior Vice President and head of the PlayStation Studio, and is responsible for the development of content across many devices, including PlayStation consoles and PCs. So he's always interacting with the developers and the programmers and everybody who works at PlayStation Studios and other PlayStation game studios that are working under that brand. He, I believe I heard that he did some games at one point. He was he worked at Guerrilla Games, so he was responsible for the development of Killzone. If my mind's if I'm correct, I think he was um responsible for the development of Killzone. Excuse me, as my laptop is being slow. But yeah, he was responsible for the development of Killzone. So he works at Guerrilla Games, and that's some pretty good news, to say the least. We are looking forward to seeing what Sony is going to be bringing up the table, and let's see. I'm just gonna get rid of this box here. Yes, Herman is one of the most effective and well-respected leaders in the video game industry. He's a passionate advocate for the teams he leads and understands how to empower creative talents to build great experience. This is good. This is definitely good. This is definitely good. I want to know what kind of games was Herman Holtz involved in apart from Killzone. So he grew up in the Netherlands. It's taking a while for. Okay, so Guerrilla Games. Yep, definitely Killzone franchise. Horizon Zero Dawn. So he was also responsible for Horizon Zero Dawn and any other games that he has worked on. Okay, just Killzone and Horizon. Killzone and Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, and he also worked with Kojima Production on Death Stranding. So some pretty strong first party title here from Sony. So I could say that PlayStation is in pretty good hands with him in charge. Let's hope that with his leadership alongside the leadership of what's that other guy's name? Okay, I think are we still online? I hope we're still online. Okay, I think I'm still online. Okay, so next piece of news, Activision. Activision has a brand new studio and it's called Elsewhere. Um, Elsewhere Entertainment will be a new studio formed to develop all new franchises. So anything new apart from Call of Duty. Activision has formed an all new internal studio, Elsewhere Entertainment. It is headquartered in Warsaw, Poland, with additional resources in the United States, exclusively focusing on creating a new narrative-based and genre-defining AAA franchises. So narrative-based game, I would say it's like pretty much similar to Alan Wake, and genre-defining AAA franchises. All emphasis on the word genre defining. So it's not going to be like first-person shooters. It's going to be a different sort of genre. Could be RPGs, could be platform, could be anything else. Standalone studio dedicated to establishing an environment that inspires bold and diverse ideas. The underlying missions encourages everyone to explore and collaborate creatively to craft a franchise with an enduring legacy that resonates far beyond games. The talented team consists of a collection of storytelling experts whose credits include The Last of Us, Uncharted, The Witcher, Cyberpunk, Destiny, Tom Clancy's The Division, and Far Cry. Pretty solid cast of people here. Very solid cast. The new studio has full access to Activision's resources and tools as it continues to increase production and development. Elsewhere is opening its search for best-in-class talents from across the industry and around the world. So, if you're looking for a job, in the game development. I'm going to dive into that one myself as a developer. Elsewhere is looking for talent, so I'm going to check them out. Definitely going to check them out. So, next order of business, and this one is a quick one and a really, really, really nice one. Nintendo is, as we all know, they're working on it. Switch 2. They have to decide on a name. Will it be a new disconnecting and reconnecting? Hopefully you'll be able to see me ramble on, but anyway, I'll have to get my internet connection to boost the connection here so that I can continue doing small streams and delivering news to you guys. But anyway, sorry about that. So Nintendo is thinking about naming this the new Nintendo Switch. Knowing Nintendo, I've known Nintendo since I was a kid playing the original NES game. Though I don't think they will say Nintendo Switch 2, they will go down the other route, new Nintendo Switch. And personally, I don't like it because it gives me that new 3DS vibe, and they haven't marketed that new 3DS before. They only, if I remember correctly, they only released one game on the new Nintendo 3DS, and that was Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't want history repeating itself with new Nintendo Switch. I want something new, fresh, concrete. I don't want something that is poorly marketed that makes it look like it's the same thing. We all know the excuse me, the Switch 2 would be a huge successor to Nintendo Switch, similar to Game Boy Advance being a successor to Nintendo's to Game Boy and Game Boy Color, Nintendo 3DS being a successor to Nintendo DS, and the DS being a successor to Nintendo DS, and the Wii U being a successor to the Wii. Even though they did not market this one either, but how I knew how the Nintendo Wii U, how different the Nintendo Wii U was compared to Nintendo Wii. But for the 3DS and the new 3DS, I don't know. But that's just me. That's just me. I prefer that they keep Nintendo Switch 2 name. Um, some people want it to adopt the Super name, like Super Nintendo. There's the NES and the Super NES. I like it. I like it. I actually do. Super Nintendo Switch has a nice ring to it. Super Switch has also a nice ring to it, like Nintendo Super Switch. That also has a nice ring to it. Nintendo Switch Super, I don't know. It sounds different. It sounds new, but it sounds awkward for me. But I think Super Switch or Nintendo Super Switch sounds more um gives more oomph to this next console that is coming in. Hopefully they'll market it well. But let's read through this article here. It claims that Nintendo has the same unofficial name for the Switch 2 as FanDuel, as more evidence emerged for a new Mario Party. So there is going to be a new Mario Party coming soon, coming to the Switch 2. So for years now, we've been referring to that next console as the Switch 2. Not necessarily because we think that we called, but without anything else to go for. But it's most obvious way to refer to it. And Nintendo themselves is thinking about, let's call it Switch 2 too. So that's where they are right now. They are trying to decide on to name Switch 2 or New Switch. And I personally want Switch 2. Switch 2 or Super Nintendo Switch. They sounds more powerful, more unique than just New Switch, you know. And yeah, so Insider Midori has long been a reliable source of information on the industry in Japan, although many of her leaks are either uninteresting or vague about code names and general plans for the future. A recent tease about a Zelda Breath of the Wild remake was different though, as it is not only hinted at a possible launch title but gave an insight into how Nintendo creates and uses code name. So before I go on the code, I heard that certain developers and certain insiders where Gamescom last year, and they got to see Breath of the Wild in glorious HD in upgraded graphic, and currently working on the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild remake. So what does that tell you? Let's keep reading and I'll say what does that tell me. Um, She's trying to explain how You King O makes sense as a codename for the remake and how it follows the same pattern for previous Nintendo games and console when she reveals the information about the Switch 2 and the new Switch. If I'm to, I'll make a video later on this week on my dream launch title list, like the list of launch title, first party launch title. Um, you'll see on my you'll you'll get tags. Once I go live with that video, you'll get tags. You'll check it out. Make sure you hit that like button, do all that fun YouTube stuff. So there's still no guarantee that the final console will be called either name, but it does imply something about how similar the new console will be to the old. And although Switch is self-explanatory, the new Switch also followed the format of the new 3DS, as I mentioned, with the idea of adding a prefix in front of the name or console name stretching all the way back to the SNES. See, as I mentioned also, front of a game or console name all the way back to the SNES. So some pretty good information here. And just talk about some of the developers who are working on Mario Party.